right small circular shape. When the chef came back, he saw she had cut discs of potato the same size as the carrots. He smiled and said not to worry, that he hadn't explained it very well, and that she should maybe polish some knives and forks. At the end of the day, he got one of the guys to show her how to mop the floor and clean the place down. That was what she was doing when Mr Dalzell came into the restaurant to sit down at a table with the owner and the chef. "Now there's a girl who knows how to work," Mr Dalzell said. She could hear the chef telling him about the potatoes. "Followed instructions to the letter," he said. "The total letter." Mr Dalzell surveyed the gleaming floor. "How'd you like to come and work for me for a couple of weeks?" he asked. But the couple of weeks had become over a year. Mr Dalzell had provided her with training. A woman called Ava showed her how to clean the rooms, change the bedding and towels. She got to know when properties were rented by school kids for their parties by the pizza boxes and empty cans. She got used to the sick and even the shit. There was always the box of rubber gloves. She got used to blood. There was one time when a laminate floor had been gluey with it. Stuck to the hall was a clump of black hair. Under the sofa she found a tooth, shreds of gum still attached. Mr Dalzell had been good to her. He owned the house where she lived. He sorted out the boys. They hung outside the shops, shouted at her, threw things. She shouted back, "Listen to Crackers going Crackers!" They laughed. Mr Dalzell got to hear about it, and then their eyes slid away from her when she walked by. One boy got a face all puffed with bruising. Mr Dalzell got her a phone, so that she could communicate with Gary Jamieson. Every morning she waited for him in the kitchen, which was always a mess. There were the plastic containers thick with the dregs of Igor's protein shakes, the dirty dishes in the sink, the spatter of hot sauce that the girl from Donegal made down the cupboard. But she was only going to tidy things up if she was being paid. When she got into Gary Jamieson's van, he would always say the same thing: "Another day, another $1." He gave her a list of the day's jobs and she studied it. In the back of the van, there were sheets, duvet covers, pillowcases and towels, their freshness almost aggressive. Whoever wrote the schedule knew how long each place took to be cleaned. A little flat might only be an hour. Others, like the big 3-story place, took so much longer. Gary Jamieson sometimes waited outside for her, but often he went away. There were other things he needed to do in the area. Later on, he would pick up the bags of laundry and rubbish. Gary Jamieson had the keys for all of the houses on a big metal ring decorated with a cockerel. Each key had a tag with the number and street name of the house. He would take off one of the keys and give it to her so she could let herself into the next place. "Don't lose it," he said. "Don't fucking lose it." In her little book, Roberta had all the addresses written down and all the buses she might need to get if she couldn't walk from one place to the next. It helped to put the details in the book, stop them floating off. There'd come a time when the board at school almost looked underwater. The numbers flew out of her head, and words too. She would see them congregating in the corners of the ceiling and beg them to return to her head. They smirked and said, "Nope." She started to divert her attention to the birds on the roof of the mobile classroom outside, and the tree that grew in the middle of the playground. It rustled. It looked so friendly. She didn't like going out to play at lunchtime. Since when had they got so complicated with all the rules? "No, you don't throw it to her. We told you. You're not doing it right again." She said to him late one night, as she was going to bed, "Daddy, I fell and hurt my head. It was a couple of months ago, I think." "Well, that'll harden you not to do it again," he said. On the Tuesday, the first place, a small flat, was spruced up within half an hour. The next one